All right, on to day 9. So quick recap of day 8. I was told that I did Oregon a little too big. I might have a little bit. This little corner here, I definitely jutted in a little too far. Like it needs to be a little bit more gradual, kind of coming down at this point. So, minor detail. Northern California could be a little thicker, but that's just I think that's because I made the West Coast a little bit too narrow or a little bit too far east, I guess. So, we'll fix that. And then the other thing that I've been kind of doing is I looked at the Midwest because this was kind of a mess yesterday with Missouri, and I actually did a little bit of measuring just to kind of eyeball this a little better. So what I kind of discovered actually was that if you take the northwest corner of Arkansas and the two western corners of Iowa, it's basically a straight line there. So that's collinear, and then like the southwest Arkansas, southeast Arkansas, the Tennessee western border, and then the part of Illinois border where it stops being straight more or less. Those are also pretty collinear. So we're gonna see if we can remember that and use those. The other thing I actually did was I took a look at Hawaii and I did a little practice on that. If we disregard those guys there, but there's actually it's like there's Big Island and then 4 islands and then the island of I think that's Maui and then 2. So it's like 1, 4, 1, and then 2. And then the shapes are kind of more or less got the shapes decent right there. So we're gonna see if we can. It's like a shield shaped one here, kind of like a shield turn on its side, and then like a kidney bean, a triangle, and then like a I don't know, a blob, and then this one here is kind of rectangular, and then the island. This is the island Honolulu is. This one is. It almost looks square, but it's like slightly it's like trapezoidal, and then these two kind of up here, nondescript shaped islands. So that's what we've been working on. Obviously, you see some practice I did in pencil here with a few notes that I made. Can't guarantee I'm gonna do as well as I did here, but we're striving towards this here. So here we go. Turn that over. That away. Let's get it on. Okay, we're gonna try to make this a little bit smaller today because trying to fit this on one page, so we're going to try to make it a little bit smaller there. Okay, so I bailed out on the Washington border. Yeah, the Washington northern border there a little bit. All right, California, it's about there. Nevada, Idaho, Utah. Okay, straight border up, goes kind of halfway, 3/4 of the way up, the Oregon border, I guess. Oof. Okay, I'm gonna say this is about 3 to 2 on top, and then it's basically a 1-to-1 triangle on the bottom there. So like a third of each of those. So it's yeah, that's about right. We'll call it that. And there, and then kind of like that, but not quite. So like it doesn't quite make it to the bottom. So it's like. Kind of like that, I guess. It's not bad. There we go. Nevada. Okay, let's get California out of the way. Too skinny, but we're doing this in ink. We're in this. It should have kind of come down a little more, but that's okay. All right, let's see here. Minor fuck up there, but that's okay. Okay, Utah. About 60% of it is kind of 60% of it is the tall part, and then about 40% is the short part. So we're gonna kind of do that. It's basically a rectangle. Four corners action there. Arizona, taller than we think. Let's see, there's an east to west section there, but most of it goes like that. Okay, it's gonna be a little short, but that's okay. I think I made it a little too narrow. Actually, is what I did there. Okay, let's see. Wyoming and Colorado about the same height. This is going to take a little longer, I think. Well, we're going to run a little long today, but hopefully not too bad. All right, 1/3 of the border there, 1/3 there. And then Montana. Might have made it a little too. All right, let's see. Wyoming is about 4 to 5, so it's a little more square than Colorado is. Colorado is about 4 to 5, and then 3 to 4 is what Colorado is. So it's a little bit more rectangular. The cue I gave myself again is that the notch in Nebraska is about the same as the notch in Utah. So that way we can kind of, get something close. All right, Nebraska, about 2/3 of the height of it is the wide part, and then 1/3 is the kind of the narrow part. So we'll do that. And then there you go. There's a border there that goes up. And then by now, when we get to the Dakotas, I want to be kind of almost going straight across now. So just so I can get that nice little upward bend there. I don't always get it, but we're going to see if we can do it this time here. Okay, New Mexico's eastern part. All right, this one here goes like a little less than half the state, I believe. There you go, it's not bad. All right, Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle about the same size as the same width as the other part there. This little jug handle looking thing, I guess I call it now. This part doesn't quite go down halfway. And again, the width of Texas, or the width of from the Panhandle. When you about 3 panhandles across, starting from the actual panhandle. So 1, 2, we'll call that 3, and a little bit more. So, and then it goes south. So we're gonna do it like that. So it's gonna look like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oklahoma is about 3 times as wide as the panhandle. So we're gonna give ourselves that cue there, and then hopefully that works out for us. Is it? This doesn't feel right. Spidey senses are tingling a little bit. Now we're in this. All right, let's do it. Okay, Arkansas kind of... It's like right here. And then Texas kind of butts in a little bit, but not too much into Arkansas there. All right, it's got kind of an almost straight part of Louisiana border almost, and then kind of juts in, and then like another like, I want to say just not too much. It's like a third of the border, or a third of the way up. It kind of peaks and then goes back. I'm gonna go a little more. I think this part is. Oh god, that's awful. God, Texas is a huge beer gut today. Alright, really gotta work on that one. That is like beyond unacceptable. I think someone from Texas is gonna come to my house for that one. Okay, let's think a little bit here. Okay, now if I remember right here, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, well, let's... As I said at the beginning of the video, actually, Missouri and then the two corners of Iowa, like this is basically going to be a straight line. So let's draw South Dakota here, draw both Dakotas while we're at it. Let's see, basically straight across there. The Minnesota border, basically straight here. And then it juts in, and then it tapers off North Dakota a bit as it goes north here. So there we go. All right, it's kind of squished Nebraska a little bit. That's okay though. That's not the end of the world. Missouri there. Iowa, about there. Not bad. Okay. Okay, Iowa, I believe the height is about 4 to 3 here, and actually, this will work out okay, I think. All right, let's do the boot heel. And then if I'm looking at this right, actually Missouri is actually almost a square. If you like take off this triangle in the corner here and then like fill in the slanty part, you basically get a square. So we're gonna try to work with that. See if we can. We'll come back to that actually. Alright, Iowa basically comes over to there, and then it's like there's like 3 parts of the Iowa eastern border. It's like there's like a semicircle, and then a semicircle, and then like a semicircle, but they like do different things. So the semicircle, this one's convex, I believe, so it looks something like that. And then there's like another semicircle, it's also convex, that pushes into Illinois, so it does, and then, but the upper one is actually pretty concave, so it does like, so that's what it looks like. And then Illinois actually kind of only goes like halfway up that, so let's go a little more horizontal on this. Okay. Okay, and again, the southeastern border of Arkansas and Tennessee, which is basically this, and Illinois, basically the end of the straight part of the Illinois border basically coincide in a line. So we'll go like that. There we go. That's not bad. Actually, I'm liking this. I'm liking this, but I can always fuck this up. So do not underestimate my ability to fuck things up. There we go. There's Indiana. While we're here, let's get Minnesota done. Minnetonka. Get that northwest angle in there. Okay, now this part's kind of tricky. I always kind of mess up this part here, but it goes like a third of the way across the state, this little southern part here. And it is concave, or convex rather, it pushes out. And then I believe we start going north, and it's kind of straight actually. Around Minneapolis, it kind of caves in a little bit. Okay, let's do that here. Minnesota's that angle there, kind of. And I believe Duluth is actually basically in line with the eastern part of Iowa, so we're gonna kind of do that. Okay, there's a straight part of the border with Wisconsin. Okay, a little tall, I think, but this is actually, it's not half bad. Okay, and then like the Green Bay actually goes like halfway up Wisconsin. Like it's a, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like kind of like that almost. It takes up a lot of space. Alright, let's see. There is a straight part with the Yoop. Alright, the Upper Peninsula has the little peninsula in itself there, and then it kind of there is a straight part with the Wisconsin border that kind of does that. Okay, we're gonna finish that later because actually the Upper Peninsula actually basically touches Michigan, the rest of Michigan. So we're gonna. All right, Lake Michigan's gonna be a little thick. Okay, there's Indiana, and Ohio actually dips down a little bit, believe it or not. There we go. All right, cool. Let's see if we can get the South done here. Okay, the Mississippi border kind of does this thing here, and then like has like a 3-part border almost with it. go. And then the panhandle of Mississippi is actually wider than we give it credit for sometimes. So all right, there's not a Four Corners area there. Let's see, Tennessee, it touches Arkansas and Missouri, I believe, and there we go, Illinois. That's probably about as good as I've done it. I'm actually really happy with that. Okay, Indiana has like a funny looking part of the border there. Okay, Kentucky does that, and then it kind of gives way to Tennessee here a little bit. There's Tennessee, Missouri going to be thick. Doesn't have to be. I can still bail out on it a little bit like that, and then give Alabama its panhandle there. Okay, like half of Ohio kind of goes up like that, and then the other. And there's the border of Pennsylvania, and like a good bit of it is actually taken up by the West Virginia one of the West Virginia panhandles. So. Okay, that's not half bad. West Virginia's panhandle is going to be a little thick too, but that's okay. Okay, we're... There we go. Virginia... This is going to be very close whether I get this on one piece of paper or not. I don't know if I will, but we're giving it a shot here, giving it the old college try. There we go. The other panhandle of West Virginia. Kind of does that number there. It gets kind of wider, actually. Virginia does have a little hump in it there. Okay, let's draw this border all the way across here, see what we can do. Alright, let's figure out Tennessee and North Carolina. Okay, the Tennessee eastern border has a little bit more slant than the western border. Like, it's a little more gradual, I guess, is what you might call it. And then North Carolina actually does kind of something weird. Its southern border, I can kind of split it into 5 parts. I don't know how else to describe this, but well, I got a guess on the western border or the eastern border of Tennessee first here, real quick. I think it's like something like that. Because Georgia does touch North Carolina. It does have some coastline here. Alright, let's get Florida done here. Go. Okay, so yeah, North Carolina border. I kind of split it into like 5 parts basically. There's like a flat part with Georgia, right? And then like a little archy part with South Carolina. It's about the same size actually. And then there's a flat part with South Carolina, about the same size. And then like a slanted part with South Carolina, about the same size, or same width rather. And then like a little part that kind of comes out into the ocean, kind of an extension of that. So it's like that, and then it starts doing this number here. Actually, this is going to be pretty good. So as long as I don't screw up the coastline too much here. Anyway, that's probably about as well as I've drawn North Carolina there. And it's got Outer Banks. There we go. So there's another bay in Wilmington there somewhere, but that's okay. I'm actually really happy with that. So let's see if we can get Virginia right for once. That's not going to be bad. Let's see, Delmarva Peninsula there. There we go. That's probably about as well as I've done both of those states. Okay, and then New Jersey kind of comes down there like that. There we go. Central Jersey to the extent that it exists. Alright, Long Island kind of does that number there. New York kind of butts out a little bit, I think. Okay, let's see now. Go. Alright, let's think about New York here. It goes... We'll do that first here. Let's start with that. Vermont's gonna look a little thick, but that's okay. Okay, it's got a border with Canada, but it does actually kind of come out a little bit for Lake, I believe that's Ontario. There we go. That's not great. I've done New York a lot better, but that's okay. Okay, and then Maine's border kind of does that, and then we're gonna fit it onto one piece of paper at all costs. Alright, there we go. Not bad for Maine. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta finish Michigan, don't I? Let's do that. Let's see here. The mitten goes about... Let's start this here, because I know like this cucumber that is Lake Michigan has like another leaf on it like that. And the mitten actually, the thumb of it actually kind of, or the rest of the hand kind of goes above it, so it's like that. That's not very good, but we'll allow it. The rest of this is actually not bad at all. Okay, and then finally, last but not least, a couple of insets here. Let's see if we can get Alaska right today, or at least close to it. All right, straight part of the border. Kind of comes down to Canada there a little bit. All right, let's see. It does that. Gets skinny and then fattens a little bit again. And then there are some islands there. Don't know exactly how many islands there are or how many big ones even, but all right, not bad. The southeast part is a bit of a mess, but that's okay. All right, now onto the Hawaiian Islands here. Let's see if we can get this right. I want to give myself a small inset here, but we're gonna try it here. Okay, and then the big island is shaped like a shield, like that. Then we got four here. One is like a little triangular one. One is kind of like, looks like a little kidney bean. This one here kind of fits around them a little bit. And then one kind of rectangular one there. What the heck does Oahu look like? Or Maui, I think this is. I don't remember. I can picture it in my head, but I'm not going to get it, I don't think. And then two kind of nondescript ones here, like kind of off in a distance. There we go. All right, let's take a look. How'd we do? Midwest, Tornado Alley is a little squished. I think I made South Dakota, North Dakota a little too high and a little too wide, honestly. I think if I just narrow this a little bit, it gets a lot prettier. And actually, then I fit this on one page. Minnesota is a little skinny, but that's okay. Yesterday was the best I've done with it, so can't always win with that one. I am very happy with how Kentucky turned out, and Tennessee and North Carolina for that matter. Actually, this is that's about as good as I've done with those. West Virginia could use a little work, I think. I can't tell exactly where I messed this one up, but I know it's a little more round and less of a wedge. But yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.